review. It really is, I just wanted to share with you my most frequently used swing dance shoes. And I'll tell you a quick little story about each of them. I don't know, just, personal little, how did I buy them? Where did I get them? What's special about them? And where and when and why I tend to go to these shoes in my closet when I have to pack or, you know, choose a shoe to wear. So I would love to know, if you're tuning in, where are you from? How are you doing? Where are you watching from? And if at any point you have any questions about any of the shoes or dancing in shoes in particular, don't be shy. Please write in the comments. My love Simon is going to help me monitor them.
Well, you know what? I want to.
And
Hi,
respond.
everyone. This is me on the dodgy camera, not the nice one.
Oh.
So I just thought I'd say hi. I'll push it
Hi.
back to the lovely lady. But you know what? We've already messed up. So
Oh, we did?
I did. Well, this is my mess up because I just came bolting back from the grocery store.
Which is a dangerous feat, as most of you know. It's a big deal to go to the grocery store these days.
And because we're in such a rush to get this going, I didn't realize I'd be waiting for an hour in line. You might see a title that says Classical Guitar Scale Workshop.
Oh,
but it definitely has nothing to do with classical guitar. I play classical guitar.
That's right.
There's usually a guitar in the background.
Yeah, I am very proud. I am very proud of you, Simon. Simon, he's a classical guitarist. He's a phenomenal teacher. And it's actually because of Simon that I have any semblance of technical anything. I mean, I'm one of those people that, I go to Facebook and I look at the pretty pictures and that's basically it. And I like a bunch of things and I heart a bunch of things and that's it. Like that's my extent to technology. And Simon really, he loves solving problems. He loves building things. And it's because of Simon that we have Syncopated City as an online school. And it's because of Simon that we're even doing live stream stuff. So,
with inevitable glitches.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. It's still plenty of fun. So what I was saying is that please don't be shy. If you have any questions at any point, it'd be wonderful if you wrote them in the comments. I'd be happy to answer any questions or talk to you about your thoughts with shoes. Now, I thought that this would be interesting because they really are my favorite swing shoes. And when you're going out to a dance or you're packing your suitcase for an event and it's just a matter of, wait, what shoes are going to work for class, for social dancing, what shoes are going to match this outfit. I don't know if everybody worries about that, but I do. And so that's what I wanted to share with you guys. These are by no means, these are not all of my shoes. I have many, but there's only so much time and I don't want to bore anybody with going on and on and on. Maybe we'll do a part 2 to this at some point.
Do you want to ask maybe where people are from?
Yeah. I think I did already, but
sorry. I was trying to focus
that's okay.
on getting your live stream back.
Thanks. Yeah, it would be lovely to know where in the world you are right now. Where are you tuning in from? And also, how are you doing? And how's life for you right now? As Simon was saying, he was just coming back from, the gallant, ferocious effort of braving the grocery stores. In New York City, we don't have a car, and all the groceries that we buy, you have to just. So I think you took a backpack and a bike, and you just went as fast as you could.
And it's quite an art to measuring out food will fit into your backpack as you're going around. And of course, I didn't realize it was going to be such a massive wait. It was about an hour wait to get through the checkout.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking, maybe I could just add one thing more, maybe that pear, maybe that apple.
I do appreciate that.
But it worked.
He is my hunter-gatherer. Alrighty, so I think the first pair of shoes that I want to show you, gosh, these have been sort of like, you've probably heard of them. These are Chloe Hong shoes. Chloe Hong and her partner Rico, they live in Seoul, South Korea. Also custom choose the color. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me about these shoes online, and ask me, where did you get them? And I think it's sometimes a little difficult because every time that I've seen Chloe, they're at events. For example, one of the easiest and best ways to get her shoes is if she's at, she and Rico were at ILHC this past November, and they had a really great table set up. And you put your order in. No, I was in Heidelberg, Germany for the festival called Chase Festival. And again, she had an incredible setup there. And that's when I ordered a pair. I got two pairs. And I did the custom order on these blue and reds, which are that I actually got the shoes. And in order to save money on the shipping costs, Chloe sent her rang a long time, and I kind of chewed them up. Something I want to talk about with heels that are this high, I think these might be 2.5, almost 3 inches. You know, they're not easy to dance in. You definitely have to use different muscles, like in the ankle and in the calf muscles. And of course, the shoe itself, heels, is that the toe box and especially the ball of the foot is wide enough for me to feel a comfortable base between my big toe and my pinky toe. You know, the metatarsals in the toes, if they get too squished, especially with Lindy Hop because it's such an impactful, percussive, rhythmic dance, um, you know, your feet kind of spread out by the end of the night. So it's been a really important thing to find shoes that are wide enough there. Something I love about these is that this part of the shoe actually comes up quite comfortably to support and hold the ball of my foot, even though there's this gap here. And then this strap just feels really secure. In fact, I might slip these on for you really, really quickly, so that you can take a look, and we're going to compare the placement of these, of course, to where I would be if I was in a flat shoe. Um, just buckling these super quick, and so there they are, really, really pretty. Now the thing about wearing high heels is that, you know, if you're doing Lindy Hop, your knees, just the rest of your body, or the foot and the ankle and the knees. And so sometimes that can really shorten Achilles. But they're really pretty. When I swivel, I might tend to reach my foot out a little bit longer because I can make that line. I can make that line with the toe. So I gotta say, those are the highest heels that I would ever dance in. And truthfully, I probably would not wear these heels if I was entering a competition because I don't feel that they would be sturdy, comfortable enough, especially if I don't know the tempo. I would perform in them if it was choreography because everything would be practiced. I probably would not wear these for more than 2 hours when your feet start to hurt. All right, so speaking of being comfortable.
Maybe I wonder if any questions about these shoes.
Absolutely.
So you could maybe invite them to ask some questions. I mean, what are the kind of questions that come up from these shoes?
Well, I think a lot of people or students in the past have asked, how do you dance in heels? To dance in heels. What type of shoe is the best shoe for Lindy Hop and for swing dancing? And my answer has always been, you should wear what's comfortable, just a little bit of cushion. Yeah, the impact that we have in the dance, you know, it's not like tango or ballroom dancing, which really smoothly sweeps across the floor. You kind of have these very lyrical, long, smooth steps. Lindy Hop, you kind of keep your feet underneath you, and it's very do, 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 do. You know, we have the bounce. Every step we take kind of is that strong arrival. So that's gonna or ask some padding over time. And that's why one of the shoes that I go to most of the time, like if I'm gonna be teaching class or if I just wear Keds. And I think a lot of us in the community have Keds at home because they kind of work for everything. The magic thing about Keds, I have to say, is this bottom rubbery thing that they do. But then it can also get smooth enough to where you can still turn comfortably. These are a pair of leather Keds, and I got them because they last longer. The canvas Keds, they'll last me maybe 4 months, and then I've chewed them up. The other thing about Keds, I will say, is that they often come very narrow here. So if you've got little wide frog feet the way I do, it's either going to take you a long time to break them in, which can kind of hurt at first, or you can spray rubbing alcohol on the outside and on the stuff them with newspaper, tissue paper, any kind of paper, cloth even, and let them out for you. But they're very comfortable. Also super comfortable and super safe. These are
People want to
Jackie
say hi.
Lee, you're tuning in.
Jackie Lee.
I'm about to talk about Jackie in just a minute.
And then, and Tom Yee saying, "Hi Vita, I'm a student from Rochester, New York, and I took a workshop with you at this in ILC. Love you and your energy. I'm doing pretty good so far. Trying not to get bored."
Right. Thank you for writing in. And yeah, try not to get bored. Well, that's what this is for. Hopefully, it's a little bit of entertainment and chat time. I wanted to say very quickly that in Lindy Hop, when you do aerials or any kind of big bouncy stuff, I will full on pull out the Reebok high tops. And a funny about these, so these are baby pink, but I used to have a pair that were white, and they were kind of like a uniform instructed by Ryan Francois and Jenny Thomas, who were my mentors and teachers, and they were teaching us to do aerials. Insisted that all of us wear Reebok high tops, and I thought they were kind of funny, and I thought they were kind of clunky, but truthfully, they are so kind of a little mental thing now that whenever I'm going to do an aerial, I have to go to these because I feel safest. I feel somehow like I'm a superhero when I wear these, and that I can jump higher and land safely. And that's a really interesting point about shoes in general. Shoes can make you, clothing in general, they can make you feel more confident. They can make you feel sassy. They can make you feel super comfortable and grounded. I think that that's a very real thing. Sometimes if they're a bright, happy color, they can remind you of who you are, or even who you want to be. And this next pair of shoes is really, really
We just have, there's a question.
Oh, there's a question. All right, I'll hold my thought.
Isa Grant. Do you prefer suede or leather sole?
Oh, that's a great question. Suede leather versus a hard leather bottom. First of all, I'm proud of you, and I'm glad that you gave me those two options, because it would have been possible for somebody to say, or rubber sneakers. My preference is definitely a hard leather bottom. But you got to be careful because it can get super slick depending on the type of floor. I know that suede leather, it will provide you a little bit more friction, especially at the beginning, but you have to continue to brush the bottom in order to maintain that. I had a pair of Puma sneakers that I super cement glued suede leather to the bottom of them, and I loved them. They were so comfortable. They allowed me to spin and turn, but I never brushed the suede. So the suede ended up becoming a hard leather. Anyways, I would prefer hard leather. And if I wasn't wearing leather bottomed shoes, then I would probably be wearing sneakers of some kind. But let me show you a beautiful example. Going back to what I was saying earlier about how some shoes can really just make you feel cool. These are my newest and most exciting acquisitions. These are Saff shoes, which I'm sure some of you have heard of or seen the website. These shoes are actually called the White Swans. But when I saw these yellow things come out on them, I thought to myself, no way, man, those are like sunny side up eggs. So they're either my eggs or my sunnies. I don't know, but they're incredible shoes. And I mean, it's been a shout out to everybody, to Chloe Hong, to Saint Savoy, to Saff Shoes, but Jackie Lee, who is maybe watching still. Hi, Jackie.
Oh yeah, Jackie says the hi to everyone.
Yay! Nice. I think Jackie is in Vancouver, Canada. Is Vancouver in Canada?
It sure is.
It sure is. Oh, don't tell that story. My geography is not so great all the time. But I have to tell you that these are really the first pair of flat shoes that I have absolutely fallen in love with. Flat shoes to me always kind of signified my comfort, safe. I'll put those on after I wear my heels, which I really feel I feel good in. But these shoes I feel good in. And I don't know if it's the color, I don't know if it's just the comfort, the way that they're made. When Saff shoes, when you put an order in with them, if you get the custom option, you actually can trace your foot, and they work to make sure that the shoe fits you correctly. I could also, if I wanted to, I could also take out the laces, and I could take these. What would these be called? Fringe tongues, fuzzy tongues.
Maybe Jackie knows.
Maybe Jackie, if you know what these
are.
If
anyone knows what those are.
If anyone, I think they're fringe tongues.
And if you don't know, maybe you could just come up with a name yourself.
Yeah. Fuzzy tongues. Anybody? I would go for that. The point is, you could take these off if you wanted to, but I really like the way they look. You can also flip them. So like this is yellow, but then you could flip it to the other side. Oh my gosh, and then it would be that, or you could like wear one and not the other. And you can see I've made a very bold choice to have one lace yellow and one lace white. Yeah. Oh, so let me explain why these are so important to me. In the past maybe 2 years, I have been doing more leading. And leading is kind of, it's something that I've always taught in my classes, and I teach alongside my partner, Michael Jagger or whoever I'm teaching with. But I always was doing the role of the follower. And I think that also made a huge influence to the shoes that I chose to wear, like a little heel or heels. Since I've been leading more, I want to wear these more. And I think there's something to be said about the mechanics of leading. Personally, I have found it a little bit more challenging to be a base, to support and ground for my partner if I'm in heels. Also, doing a bit more rhythmic work, a little bit more solo jazz, a little bit more tap work with my dear friend Caleb Teicher. I have also come to be more curious about the way my foot completely contacts and deals with the floor. And a flatter shoe allows literally more space to play, It's an easier skip or rock between the ball of your foot and the heel if you're trying to play with that. Anyways, these are my favorite go-to shoes right now. They're really comfortable, and I feel confident and capable in them to compete, to explore, to take risks. I think that's what it is, to take risks. That's what it is. Feeling safe. Anyways.
Well, Tina called it a removable fringe.
A removable fringe. Thank you, Tina.
Jackie said I called them kilty.
Kilty? Did you make that up?
Well, I mean...
Kilty.
Yeah, maybe.
Kilt, like
maybe a Scottish kilt.
Okay, kilty. Well, fringe. Can I also show you one thing that maybe this is also why I feel like a superhero when I wear these? Check that out. I got the name on the bottom. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! I mean, come on, when you were in kindergarten and like you got a name tag, or you got a badge or something with your name on it, and you felt like, yeah, that's me. That's me.
So we're gonna ask, is that the end of the...
It can be.
The shoe lineup. We will ask.
Be.
Evita has some great shoes in her videos online, especially this turns and swivels one you did at Gibney.
Oh
Were they
yeah.
down there? I
Yeah,
don't
it
think
might have been
so.
one of them. Yeah.
If you have maybe a request of one of the shoes that you know she has to see, or stories behind it,
Yeah.
or any questions about that you had about these shoes, you can write them in the comments. There's a little bit of a delay,
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
but we can
Let me
gas bag
think.
until then.
Yeah, let me think if there's anything else that people worry about with shoes. You know, a big one, I think maybe one of the most important things aside from comfort is friction, like whether or not it's slippery or whether or not it grips. So many students ask about this, like which is the better option, and you have to figure out what you need in that moment. If you're working on a floor that's rough and there's, we're oftentimes pivoting, you need to protect your knees and you need to get a shoe that has a slick enough bottom so that you aren't twerking. What's
It's,
no
I don't think it's
tweaking?
twerking. It's
Tweaking.
tweaking what?
Twisting
Twisting?
your knee.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, you have to make sure that there's not too much friction because it could really irritate your knees, your ankles, and hurt your leg. I had that problem when I first started dancing, and having shoes that were slippier solved that problem. But then at the same time, if you're going to dance faster and if you're going to be doing aerials, you have to be able to grip the floor or you have to be able to rebound well enough. Um, I've got, that there are some people that swear they can dance at whatever tempo in whatever shoe. And that's great. For a while, I really, really wanted to dance in heels no matter what. That was sort of like a challenge that I put out to myself. And I mean, it was fun for a while, but I think it caused a lot more tension in my calf muscle and in my Achilles than necessary. And I mean, sometimes you choose to do something for fashion, for look. But where I'm at now with my dancing, I choose to wear what I need to wear for comfort and security. That's another thing. You want to make sure the shoes don't fall off. Yeah.
True.
How many you've seen the contests, I'm sure, where someone's like kicking, and then a shoe like goes flying into the audience. Crazy, dangerous, crazy. Yeah. Well, I do have a few more,
Okay.
two more. Let me tell you a quick story about these shoes. Okay, these used to be my favorite. They're still, and these will like always hold a sentimental place in my heart, and I will tell you why. Those of you probably know of Pamela Gaizututi. Oh, I'm so sorry, Pamela. I've never been able to pronounce your last name right. I try. But Pamela, gorgeous, incredible, beautiful dancer. You know her. She's based in Lithuania. And kind of around 2017 is when she hit this like big stride creating dance shoes. And these actually say, I don't know, it's kind of worn down now, but you can maybe see. Are we focusing? I'm not sure. Yeah, Pamela. There we go. These are called Pamela swing shoes. And so she made these, she had them done in Lithuania, and then out they went. They're so comfortable. It's like a glove. And, they're very, very slippery and they're very, very flat. There's not a lot of like cushion or support in them. But I have used them a lot. When I first got them, I don't know if you can see on the inside, but they were a burgundy red color. And then story goes, Caleb Teicher also got the same pair, the same color, and he dyed his black for a show. And then fast forward in time, Caleb and I danced for Regina Spektor on Broadway. And Caleb said, Evita, you've got those Pamela shoes, right? Would you be willing to have them dyed black so that we could both wear the same shoes for the Regina Spektor show? And I said, Yeah, I think so. Okay. So these of course have been dyed black, and these are the shoes that I wore on Broadway when I danced with Caleb for Regina Spektor. So these will forever and always be super special, amazing shoes. Thank you to Pamela for connecting me with these. Yeah, I think I think that's another fun thing is that hopefully whenever you acquire something, be it shoes or be it an outfit or even an object of some kind, hopefully that there's some kind of a story that goes along with it. Why did you buy it? Who were you with? Who was the person that introduced you to it? And then what purpose does the object serve you? The saddest thing is when you buy something and you're like, oh, that's so beautiful, I love it, and then you don't use it. Oh, it just breaks my heart. I feel guilty. And I have to say that these shoes, they're all beautiful, and I really, really do wear them. And they're the first things that go into my suitcase, and they're the first things that I pick up when I want to go dancing. So hopefully you've got some good good items that make you feel good when you wear them. I think that's the secret.
Kaylee Young said, your Regina performance was so lovely. What a fun story about the shoes.
Yeah, thanks, Kaylee. Yeah, I mean, it's also, like if you buy something and you end up wearing that to your friend's wedding, forever that item will always be the thing you wore at your friend's wedding. I don't know. Do you ever feel that way? Does anybody else ever feel that way? Maybe I'm too sentimental about objects, or maybe I assign too much emotional weight to objects. But in a way, I think that's what brings importance to it. Some of you probably have heard of, if not all of you, the Marie Kondo book, which is about keeping only the things in your life that really bring you happiness and that matter, and all of that. And it's of course to tidy up and to have less things. But what I love, my favorite part about her ideas or her recommendations is that each thing does have a story. It does have a weight, a memory, an importance, an energy to it. And I think when I choose to dance in certain shoes, I feel like I take that energy with me onto the dance floor. It gives me a character. Certainly, if I'm wearing heels, it gives me a different character than if I'm wearing Keds. Um, and I enjoy that. I think that's actually one of the things that I use to continually explore my dance. In other words, of course, it's never the same when you go out. The music's different, your partner's different, you feel different. But then there's different sensual things that you feel within your body. Different fabrics, different temperatures, different floors, uh, and of course, different shoes. So,
Caroline Sanders said, or asked, do you still have the red and green heels you had for stage performance? I remember you said they were custom made, I think in New York.
oh my God, of course I do. Yes, those are called my cherry berries. Yes, I could run and get them for you right now, but maybe we'll do a part two. Yes, in fact, those are usually the shoes that I bring out first. They were custom made here in New York City by Sam Vasili on 8th Avenue and 51st Street. And he's a phenomenal shoe cobbler. He does a lot of fixes for the show shoes like around Broadway. If someone's broken a heel or the buckle isn't closing and the show is at 7 o'clock that night, they'll run the shoes over to Sam Vasili, and he's got a crew of people that are just like ready to fix and make anything happen. The show must go on, and yeah, I went in and I wanted a pair of custom shoes made, and Sam Vasili traced my foot, and I got to pick out the leather, and we talked about what we wanted the shoes to look out. And they kind of have a showgirl feel, in as much as the toe covers nicely, and then there's a little bow that ties at the top. Again, make sure they don't fall off. An interesting story about those shoes. I first requested to have leather, hard leather bottoms, and then they got too slippery for me. So I took them back to Sam and I asked if I could have dance rubber put on the bottom, which is a type of rubber similar to what Keds shoes do, but it hardens into something that you can dance on. But honestly, then they became too sticky, and that's where they still are right now. I haven't worn them down enough. Also, funny story about that. Even though my foot was measured, they're a little tight around my toes. I still wear them. They still. I guess shoes are supposed to fit really tight like that if they're made for you. I don't know. Maybe I have long toes. It's possible. I do think that once you've been dancing for a couple of hours, your toes spread out. The ball of your foot spreads out. Everything probably swells even after 2 hours of pounding and dancing. Plus, if I taught that whole day prior. So it's always a delicate balance of trying, like, when you buy a shoe, you want to make sure that it fits you well, but then you don't want it to be so tight that it doesn't let your foot wiggle or breathe, because by the end of a dance night, you're going to need that forgiving space, that softness to let the foot not feel squashed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions about shoes? What do you think of all my shoes, Simon?
They're amazing, and that is the correct answer to that question.
I will say something that I miss right now, since we're all cooped up at home and, we're not going out dancing, we're not going to classes, we're not traveling, we're not going anywhere. I mean, you went to the grocery store, I didn't. I miss getting dressed up. I miss putting on the clothes. I miss choosing what shoes I want to wear out to go dancing. I might just have to make it a little thing on my own, get dressed and put on some music and, make something special happen. I think it's really important right now to sort of give yourself real concrete physical activities to do while you're at home that feel good. Because I think, a lot of us are having our eyeballs glued to the screen. And that's a good thing because, we're connecting with each other, we're talking to each other, but then also making a real physical date with yourself and, I don't know, putting on something and just walk around your bedroom. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in and joining, and we're just trying to give content, keep you entertained, keep the discussion going. And yeah, if anybody ever has any questions about shoes and swing dancing, or just any opinions that you want to share, please feel free to add those into the comments below. And we'll be doing some more of these. I think we've got kind of a strength stretch thing idea coming up, and then also a cocktail mixing idea coming up. So
Kaylee said, "That's right, dress for yourself, lady."
yeah, dress for yourself. Thanks, Kaylee.
And Nicola Wood also said, "I dance with the diners in England. We've decided to have a Zoom meetup and dress up for that reason. Saturday night sequence."
Ah, that's amazing. I love it. That is amazing. That's important. Yeah, I think also Caleb was telling me maybe a week ago he had a what was it, Fancy Pants Tuesday, and everybody just, put on like their most fancy outfits and just was dancing around. And yeah, I think we got to do more stuff like that. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I hope you're doing well at home, and I hope you're finding ways to keep happy and keep healthy. And stay tuned and give us ideas if there's any more interesting content that you'd like for us to put out for you. Thanks, guys.